coverage. You're watching WISN 12 News at 11 a.m.
Breaking news as we come on the air here at 11. Former President Donald Trump elected the next president of the United States. Complete election results this morning. The states yet to be called. Trump's message to every American and how Vice President Kamala Harris is responding this morning.
Plus, how Wisconsin voted, the flip from 2020, and new this morning, the reaction from Badger State voters.
Republicans taking control of the Senate, now looking poised to take the majority in the House of Representatives. We'll take a look at the balance of power in Congress and what it could mean in getting things done.
And I am tracking a cooler day on tap. Temperatures are barely out of the 40s in some spots. I'll have details on when we're back to the 60s coming up.
First here at 11, that breaking news. Former President Donald Trump elected the 47th President of the United States.
Trump clinched the victory early this morning when he won Wisconsin's 10 electoral votes, putting him over that magic 270 number.
There are still several states that have not been called, including Nevada, Arizona, and Michigan. At this hour, Trump has 277 electoral college votes. Vice President Kamala Harris sitting at 224. Trump declaring victory overnight in West Palm Beach.
This will forever be remembered as the day the American people regained control of their country. We're going to make our country better than it ever has been. And I said that many people have told me that God spared my life for a reason. And that reason was to save our country and to restore America to greatness. And now we are going to fulfill that mission together. We're going to fulfill that mission. The task before us will not be easy, but I will bring every ounce of energy, spirit, and fight that I have in my soul to the job that you've entrusted to me.
The Associated Press calling the presidential race at 4:35 this morning. Vice President Kamala Harris did not make remarks at her campaign headquarters overnight in Washington, but she is expected to address her supporters and the nation this afternoon. CNN reporting that she is expected to concede this election.
Former President Donald Trump flipping the state back to red after losing the state to President Joe Biden in 2020.
With nearly 99% of the vote in at this hour, Trump leads Harris by 49.7% of the vote. Harris with 48.8% of the vote, just ahead by about 30,000 votes statewide. If you take a closer look at the results, Trump did well in most of the counties in southeast Wisconsin, Milwaukee County and Dane County, the only two voting in favor of Harris. This will be just the second time in history that a president will serve non-consecutive terms.
Republicans also have momentum beyond the top of the ticket. ABC's Christian Cordero reports.
Former President Donald Trump is president-elect once again, cruising to victory by winning most of the 7 battleground states overnight and declaring victory moments after ABC News and other outlets called Pennsylvania for him.
We overcame obstacles that nobody thought possible, and it is now clear that we've achieved the most incredible political thing. Look what happened. Is this crazy?
Trump's win went through battlegrounds North Carolina, Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, putting him over the edge past 270 electoral votes. Trump's also poised to win the popular vote for the first time in his 3 elections. His campaign galvanized voters in rural swaths of the country and in urban cores, largely pitching policies around inflation and immigration.
I don't think it's fair for anyone to cross the southern border and get some path to citizenship.
Donald Trump has a better opportunity to fix those issues that we're having here.
Trump's message often veered into dark, at times violent rhetoric. He often attacked the intelligence of Vice President Kamala Harris and those who support her. Then, on stage overnight, he said this.
We're going to help our country heal.
Trump made no mention of Harris in his speech. The Harris campaign, set up at her alma mater of Howard University, wrapped up its watch party early with no appearance from the VP.
She will be back here tomorrow to address not only the HU family, not only to address her supporters, but to address the nation. So thank you. We believe in you.
In the congressional races, Republicans regained control of the Senate, flipping several seats. Control of the House of Representatives is yet to be determined and could take several days. Christian Cordero, ABC News, the White House.
And we'll get right back to your Commitment 2024 coverage in just a moment.
But first, we need to get a check of Weather Watch 12. Lindsay, we will get a break from the rain today.
Right, for a little while. You know, we do have a couple of days, I think, that it will return. But you can see on the radar that cold front is out of here. High pressure is going to slowly start to inch in, but we are just socked in some low-level clouds. And that is going to be kind of the gloomy story today. The entire state of Wisconsin, much of the Midwest, really in these clouds here. So that is why our temperatures will not fluctuate too much. You can see it here. We are overcast. We stay that way all day, and I do expect some nice clearing as we head into the overnight hours. Temperatures will get much cooler as a result of that overnight. Today we top out at 54. Overnight tonight back down to those chilly 40s. Right now we're sitting exactly at about 52 degrees. A light breeze kicking in out of the north and west between about 10 and 20 miles an hour. So it ushers in that cooler air behind the front. We get warmer tomorrow and a lot more of that sunshine. I'll be highlighting your weekend forecast coming up next.
Lindsay, thank you. You can take the forecast with you at any time with the 12 News mobile app. Download it for free in your phone or tablet app store. From there, you can turn on alerts and customize them for your neighborhood. Back to your election results this morning from last night's historic election.
12 News' Duke Carter is live at the Milwaukee Public Market. And Duke, what are Milwaukee voters saying about those election results this morning?
Well, you got emotions. They range from shock to disbelief to not even surprised when people started to see those election results come in as the night progressed last night, especially here in Milwaukee. And so specifically, we want to show you all those numbers in Milwaukee County. Vice President Kamala Harris won the county with 69% compared to now President-elect Trump's 29%. Harris won with roughly 178,000 votes. Now, the reason some are saying Trump won, especially among younger voters, is because they saw the unfiltered responses from Trump when he was on Joe Rogan's podcast. Others were optimistic Harris would win and are now hoping people can come together and unite and move forward as a country.
I'm still processing, and it's a little too soon to give any definites. I kind of didn't have the best feeling when I started looking last night at results. But it is what it is, and we just have to move forward and just work harder on, issues that really matter to us.
There is no boogeyman. We just really need to come together as human beings and take down the racial bias, the feminine and male bias, and all that needs to just be taken down, and we can just maybe move forward there. Maybe that'll help, because either way, we all deserve to vote. We all deserve to have freedom of speech.
I feel like Donald Trump had more genuine responses when he was asked to either perform in front of the media. He's been pretty genuine to his point. He's been open about that. I feel like we just lack to see that from Kamala. I feel like she was unwilling to put herself in some of those tough interview questions and positions.
And so another thing people are saying about this election is that people really didn't get to know Harris's personal background in this case. Some saying that Harris focused a little bit too much on what Trump would do if he were to win the presidency, instead of talking about what she would do if she won the White House.
Duke Carter live in Milwaukee this morning. Duke, thank you. Now let's bring in Madison Moore. She's live in Waukesha this morning.
And Madison, that is a typical Republican stronghold. How are voters there feeling this morning after last night's historic election?
Yeah, Jaron and Mallory, as similar to what Duke said, really a mix of reaction here this morning in Waukesha County. As you said, a traditional Republican stronghold as they woke up this morning and found out that former President Donald Trump will be returning to the White House once again. Stephanie, how are you feeling about the results?
Sad.
I am happy that Trump won. Got to go to work today. Got to get stuff done still. Who cares, right?
Robert, what is your reaction to the results of the election?
Absolutely happy.
Well, the unofficial results from the Waukesha County Board of Elections shows that Donald Trump receiving 59% of the popular vote compared to Kamala Harris's 39.3%, a difference of just over 54,000 votes. Now, yesterday, we saw voters turn out in droves here in Waukesha County. According to the Wisconsin Elections Commission, 94% of the county's registered voters, they made their voices heard this election cycle. We asked voters this morning what they expect from another Trump presidency. What are you hoping to see from Trump in these next 4 years?
Do what he said he's going to do, and I think he will.
I have no idea. I don't know what's going to happen next week, you know, so I can't tell, and I'm not going to predict anything. I'm just hoping things get better.
I'm looking to see kind of just an amplification of kind of the potential of America that's always been there.
And so, Madison, if you look closer at the numbers this morning there in Waukesha County, yes, Trump won the state and he won the county there, but he actually underperformed compared to what Republicans were hoping to see.
Yeah, that's right, Jaron. So obviously during the campaign, we saw Trump focusing a lot of his attention here on Waukesha County, those wow counties. Now, as you said, Republicans, the county underperforming what they were expecting to see here in Waukesha County, but Trump did make up for it in other parts of our state.
Yeah, winning the wow counties of Waukesha, Ozaukee, and Washington. Madison Moore reporting live for us this morning in Waukesha this morning.
In Wisconsin's U.S. Senate race, Democrat Senator Tammy Baldwin has a slight lead, but at this hour, that race is still not officially called.
Right now, Baldwin is leading Republican challenger Eric Hovde by less than 1%. Baldwin declaring victory overnight, writing in a statement, quote, "It is clear that the voters have spoken and our campaign has won. The people of Wisconsin have chosen someone who always puts Wisconsin first, someone who shows up, listens, and works with everyone to get the job done," end quote. Again, at this hour, that race has not officially been called. Hovde posting on social media that his team is watching the final precinct results come in, adding he's, quote, "certainly disappointed that Democrats' efforts to siphon votes with a fraudulent candidate had a significant impact on the race," end quote. He did not name a specific candidate. But there were two third-party candidates on the ballot in this race. You see them on your screen now. Here's how Hovde addressed his supporters at his watch party overnight.
Obviously, I'll be sitting around waiting for Milwaukee to drop in some of the other counties, but feel good where we stand, and hopefully we'll be on to victory and starting to, change the face of this country.
Senator Tammy Baldwin also held a watch party in Madison. The senator did not give a speech to her supporters as her team waited for the Milwaukee ballots to come in overnight. Our Commitment 2024 coverage continues right now on the 12 News mobile app. That's where you can find complete results for state and local races as well as school referendum. It's 11:12. A look at more election results as we head to break this morning. Voters overwhelmingly passing a statewide referendum about the eligibility to vote in all elections in Wisconsin, specifically changing the word every to only U.S. citizens in the state constitution.
In Wauwatosa, voters passed a $60 million referendum for building repairs. They also passed a $16 million referendum over the next 4 years for operating expenses.